Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Marvelous Monday. I'm Leslie Watkins. I thought we'd have a little bit of fun today, maybe do something interactive. I want to make a multi-layered card for you with a lot of embellishments and textures and interesting papers. And I don't have a clear idea in mind, and I thought it might be fun to do something with your input. So everybody who's watching the video, the live video, please go ahead and comment. Let me know where you're from. And at any time, if you have an idea or if you'd like to see me do something, please don't hesitate to participate. So let me show you what the color palette is and what some of the items that I have to use to design with today are. So let me put you down. So I have a piece of very vanilla note card, and this is the Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and this is one of my favorite colors. Now let me just check to make sure that we are live. There we are. Okay, I see me and I see Kelly. Hi Kelly. Okay, so you're going to be part of the design team today. Then I have the butterfly box, which is filled with all these various butterfly cutouts. So I've got gold ones, vellum ones, watercolor butterflies, silver. What else? We've got these beautiful sort of filigree butterflies. So that's part of our fun stuff. And then I have this is an interesting set. Okay, this is part of the Beauty of Tomorrow suite, and these are the embellishments that you can get in a pack, and there's a lot of different ones. So there's some borders, there are these beautiful kind of gold metallic flowers, then there are these, here let me get this one. I think these are so fine. So what I've done is I've taken them out of their sheets so that I can just grab them. But as you can see, they're very delicate and you want to be very careful with them. Oops. My goodness, these are like tweezer items. Here we go. Okay, so we've got things that look like that. And also in here are tags. Let me get down to the bottom here. There's so many of them. If you get the suite, you get ribbon, paper, DSP, the dies, and the stamp set. So here are some tags that are also available in the kit. So we've got a lot of things to choose from here. And then I've got these odds and ends. So here, this is that beautiful big die of the autumn. Here, let me do this so you can see it a little bit better. You see that? Beautiful. This is the leaf die cut out of the gold foil metallic paper. So we've got that big die. We can also cut it up into smaller pieces. And then I have some birds and dragonflies and scraps, little bits of ribbon. I've got these, what was that called? Meadow dies of these various flowers. So lots and lots of stuff to choose from. But one thing I do want to do especially is show you some of the papers that we have to play with. So let me just put this stuff off to the side for the moment, and hopefully I don't dump it. All right, I got my trimmer. All right, so here I have, oh, and by the way, here are some additional pre-cut leaf shapes that you can get from the Forever Gold Specialty Designer Series paper. And I'm pretty sure this is still available in the annual catalog. If not, there's another one that's very similar to it. Okay, this is the Gold Shimmer Vellum, and I really am enjoying using this. So I want to get a piece of this out because I want to emboss it. Hey Carol, you're on the design team today. If you have any ideas as I go along, please don't hesitate to type them in and let me know. I also have the cork paper. Get a piece of that out. If you're not familiar with the cork paper, it's really interesting because it's paper, but it's literally made out of cork. And so it has this velvety, soft, beautiful feel to it, and it's very ultra thin, so you can do a lot of stuff with it. And let's see, I should have one more here. Oh, I don't have it next to me. Hold on a minute. Let me go grab the linen paper. Okay, here we go. Here's a piece of the linen paper. And this is a paper that has an adhesive backing on it that you can peel away. So it's very nice. And it's in this kind of a white or a very pale cream color, but it takes ink very nicely, so you can tone it to whatever color you like. So I'm going to start with my vellum. I'm just going to trim a 4-inch piece. Save this for later. And I'm just going to take a little 3x4-inch section. I have no pre-ideas designs in mind at this point. And I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss to make a mat. So I'm going to trim this at 5 3/8 and 4 1/8. Save these, we might want those. We've got a book orientation here for our card. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4, standard size. And this is going to be the first layer. Okay. I'm getting ready to send out the announcement for the upcoming journal making workshop. And if you're not already on my email list, if you haven't subscribed to Notes from Dandelion Cottage, please make sure to do that, because I want you to be able to get all the information about the upcoming workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it comes with a kit so that you can make your own design journal. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek here. Okay, so here is another little journal I'm working on. I haven't filled it yet, but it will have 64 pages, and you can use it for a multitude of purposes. So it can be a design journal, it could be your daily journal, it could hold your artwork, watercolors, whatever you like. Okay, so there is the base. Now I want to get out my stamp and cut machine, cut and emboss machine. All right, and let's see. I have this design folder. It's called Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder, and I want to try this one. Let me just get this opened up. And this is a nice big folder too. This is one that you can put something, well, let's just measure it. It looks like it's, yeah, it's 6 by 6. So that's a nice size. So you want to make sure that your embossing folders have the logo on the top as you run them through the machine. Here's that scrap of the gold vellum that I just cut out, 3 by 4, and I'm going to see if I can center this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to get close. That looks pretty good. And the other thing is, you want to make sure that the folded edge of your folder goes through the machine first, and that way you won't crack the hinge. Oh, that's great. That's really beautiful. So let me give you a close-up with this so you can see it. Okay, so that is the gold shimmer vellum paper used in the Parisian, what did I just say? Parisian Flourish. Beautiful. All right, so that's what I've got so far. So let me check and see if anybody's adding anything. Not yet. Okay. So just a reminder, you're welcome to participate with this design today. So if you have some ideas, just go ahead in the comments, tell me where you're from and what your idea is, what you'd like to see. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep moving on. So I would like to add, I want to add a kind of an embellishment. So I'm gonna use this little section of my paper. Take that off. And that can be my base from my cork. And then I also have my linen. And let's see. I can mount my cork on top of my linen. That could be fun. or vice versa. I think I'll do vice versa. So let's see. This is 2.5 by 1 3/4. So if I cut this little bit off. Okay, so let's do 1. All right, and got my ruler going the right way. Let's cut this at 1 3/4. There we go. Now we have a little place where we can actually stamp something. So let me see what stamps I have handy. Well, here's a little one. This one comes from the Quiet Meadow stamp set, and I'm just going to use this love because that's a nice small stamp. And I think I'll use the Blackberry Bliss to tie into my background color. I think I need a smaller block for this little tiny stamp. That's better. And I'm just going to get that mounted on there. And then, there we go. Okay, I got a little bit of a smudge on there, but that's okay because we're going to be sponging this. So, let me find a sponge. Looking for a sponge in that color family. And I'm not finding a sponge that color. Let's see if I have a dauber. This one will work. Okay. There we go. And just going to gently tone the surface a little bit. Hey Vicki, thanks for joining us from North Carolina. So I'm having an interactive design session today. If you have any ideas that you'd like to add, please feel free to go ahead. Okay, so this is what I have so far. And I'm going to put that on there. Now this linen paper is, by the way, all of the materials that I'm using today will be listed below after I post the video. So I need a little bit of time to make up the list. But I want to show you that this linen paper is so interesting because you can actually fray the edges. It's actually a woven linen. So let me see if I can show that to you more clearly. I'm just using my my piercing tool here, and I think you can see that these little fibers are starting to fray and come up. Oh, sorry, I'm out of frame. There you go. Too many things to think about. Okay, but you get the idea. Let's see if I can show you so you can see it more clearly. See that? It's so interesting. Plus it has this kind of sticky backing, so you can go along these edges and just sort of pull on them and get a kind of a tattered effect. And you can also kind of change the shape of it a little bit and make it a little more fabric-like and pull these strings off. So I think that's pretty good. So let's just see how that looks on here. And you know what? I'm going to actually put it down so that it's kind of off center and crooked, and I'm going to put it so that I can get some folds. I'm just adding some areas where it kind of pops up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that really, I think, opens a lot of ideas and opportunities to do something very creative with these papers. All right, so now we've got 3 different papers. We've got the gold shimmer vellum, the cork paper, and the love on the linen paper. So we have these pieces ready to go. Now let's get into some of the embellishments and see what we can add. Oh, thank you, Carol. She likes my journals. I'm so glad. I'm very excited. I have to admit, I'm super excited about this upcoming workshop, and I intend on having more. And I think you're gonna really like them as well. Okay, now here's a little piece of the what do you call this? This is from the fine art ribbon. So this is a possibility. And I want to try that gold ribbon. Let me get that out. Okay, again, going back to the Beauty of Tomorrow suite, there is a gold ribbon, and this is a metallic ribbon. What's its actual name? Shimmer ribbon. And it's very pretty. Okay, it's very shiny. This is going to be awesome for Christmas, but it also frays. So you can do the same thing, and you can remove a bunch of the little sideway bits, and you see you get this lovely kind of a fringed edge. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this a good roughing up so I can get this crazy kind of tassel-y effect. Oh, there it goes. I've got the string now, so I can just pull that. You see, and you see what that gives me? So I like that quite a lot. So I'm going to cut a little length of that off. Get rid of that string, if I can find it. There we go. And I'm going to use a piece, let's just say, I don't know, this long, however long this is. It's about 4.5 inches long. I'm going to fray the edge on this side, see if I can find that string so I can pull it. You know, when I was in art school, one of the watercolor classes I was in, the instructor would take the little tubes of watercolors, all different colors, and put them in a paper bag. And then she'd shake it up, and you would reach into the bag and you would pick out 3 tubes, whatever colors. And those colors were the colors that you would use to do your painting. And it was a wonderful way to use a limited palette and to just use some colors together that you normally would not pick. And I'm just thinking about all of these little bits and pieces that I'm using here on my desk today. You could do the same thing, you know. You could put your ribbon and your embellishments and little scraps of paper and so forth in a paper bag, and then pull them out one by one and use them to create your project. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, now I do want this card to remain in a portrait orientation, and just want to see how this is coming along. Now in one of these bags of scraps, I see I've got a gold foil label cut with the stitched rectangle. I wonder if that might be something. I don't want to cover up my beautiful embossed shimmer paper. Ooh, I could use this to make a pocket. That could be a pocket. That might be fun. Let me see what the audience says here. I don't see any suggestions yet, ladies. What do you think about a pocket to hold a tag? Or do you like it better as a layer or not? Well, I'm not getting any feedback, so I'm just going to keep going, waiting to hear what you all have to say. I think what I'm going to do is, all right. I think I'm going to go ahead and make the pocket, and that way I can use one of the tags from the embellishment sheets. And I can't think of it. Let me think. Hold on. All right, I got to tell you what the name of that thing is because I'm not remembering. So let me get my catalog out. It's the Ephemera pack, okay? The Blackberry Beauty Ephemera pack. And it is the thing that has all of these owls and florals and tags and labels. It's kind of wonderful. And it is just, it's only $6. And there are 40 pre-cut pieces in it, 2 each of 20 designs, including gold foil. So that can be a great addition to your embellishment. So I'm going to go ahead and make a pocket now with in the mind of using those tags and embellishments from that set. So because you're not going to see the bottom of this so much, and I want to show the thing, I'm going to raise this up and I'm going to keep it. All right, let's do this. And I'm just going to lightly dot the glue here and there. Get my corners. Okay. Okay, that's on there. This this folder is really very 3D, and I just love the swirls on it. All right, so there's my background layer. Now I'm going to take my die cut piece here, and I'm just going to put glue on 3 sides to make a pocket. And look how elegant that gold looks against the Blackberry Bliss. It's almost amethyst colored, so it looks very regal, very jewel tone. Get my bone burnisher out for this. I want to make sure we've got very good adhesion for the pocket. And I'm giving it a firm burnish, but I don't want to press so hard that I crease the gold foil. And it's kind of lifting up a little bit, so I'm going to have to hold it for a moment. Let me check and see. Anybody having any ideas over here? Okay, we're getting votes for the pocket. Hi, Annie. Thanks for joining us. Where are you tuning in from? All right, I'm glad you like the pocket because it's too late. It's too late to change our minds now. It's on there. So there's our pocket, and I want to put this kind of little wild embellishment on the front there. So this will be our pocket of love. All right, and I think I want to fray this a little bit more. Let's see if we can get these. There we go. You gotta sort of hope you catch that little thread, and then you can just pull on it and they all come loose. You folks out there that have been sewing for a while are probably going to be much better than I am. I just want it kind of wild. It doesn't need to be neat. All right, and I'm going to get my glue dots out. I like to use the glue dots on the gold foil. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the double stick tape. Either way, the glue dots or the double stick tape work best on the foil sheet. So I'm just going to go ahead and run that across there. Give that a little burnish. Peel away that backing. Okay. Get my ribbon ready. That's still not long enough. Hold on. I'm going to make these longer. There we go. I think that should do it. Let's trim that off. There. That's better. That's a little more like it. All right. Now this, just want to get this so that the edges are on the card. That looks good. Now let's do a little bit of sponging on the cork too to help pull that together. And my dauber's gone missing, as usual. I've got like a 2-foot by 3-foot space here. It's amazing how quickly things can jump away. And you know, you can use a color that would coordinate with the cork colors better. For instance, the soft suede or a crumb cake. But I just don't want that white edge because to me, against the other layers, it's going to look very unfinished. And I'm just using the Blackberry Bliss right now because I have it handy. But, you know, it could be anything you like. And that also helps to distinguish the edge of this layer from the bottom layer and gives it that extra little touch. I really like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I'll use the glue dots for this. So I'll put one in each corner. Oops. There we go. Now I just want to see what I'm doing here. And I put this a little, I think I'll turn this one this way. But I do want to make sure, there we go. Okay, that's what we've got so far. Oh, Annie, you're from Nova Scotia. I love Nova Scotia. I have, when I was a young girl, I went on a very long camping trip all through Nova Scotia. I've been up to, for my honeymoon, I went to Shetty Camp. Okay, I'm no longer married, but we had a fantastic trip, and just finding those fossils and going up to the fishing village on the tip of right on the tip of, it felt like on the tip of the world, frankly, and just a magnificent place. You're so lucky. Okay, now we need to look at some of these tags and select a tag. So the tags that come with this embellishment pack are various sizes. So we've got these kind of little ones that can be popped out. Then we've got these larger ones. Let's see, is that too big? It's not too big, but there is a medium-sized tag in here. This one. Let's see what this one looks like. That's nice. Alright, so there's another one of that. Maybe we'll do a couple of different tags. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Okay, so these are very interesting. I haven't punched these out yet, but oh, we've got a frame here. Let me show you what that looks like. That's very pretty. See that? So if you wanted to use a frame for something, I'm not going to use the frame today, but there's that. And then you have like a little label with a gold edge here, and then it has a really nice border that you can use. So it's almost like a book plate, you see. That's kind of fun. All right, so let's see. I'm thinking 2 tags. Let's go a little crazy here today and add 2. And let's see. We can add more embellishments to these tags. That's kind of pretty. We've got these beautiful oak leaves and acorns. That's very fun. Where's that owl? That owl might be too big, but we'll check him out. So here's the owl. Oh, that would fit. We could use the owl. What do you think, ladies? The owl or the oak leaves on the larger tag? Hey, Jocelyn. We're having an interactive design session today. If you've got any thoughts that you want to share with us, please go ahead and do so. Look how fine these things are. Let me just show you on the back of this. This is a gold filigree floral design, and it is so fine. I mean, these stems are unbelievably thin. I don't even know how it's possible to punch these things out with the die cuts. They're so nice. Then we've got these really pretty labels. Let's see something. What if I were to pull one of these off? A little too big for that. Oh, that's really pretty. I think we'll do that. Okay, I'm looking. The oak leaves. Oak leaves. Okay. All right, let's go with the oak leaves. Thank you. All right, so, but I don't want to use them just as they are. I want to go ahead and keep sponging so that everything, it comes back to that Blackberry Bliss. Get that opened. Just going to go around the edge. This is a really quick and easy way to pull all of your different elements together so the design holds together. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on my tags. There are some gold inks available too. The Delicata we used to have in the catalog, unfortunately, it was discontinued. And I still have some. I love it. So something particularly nice around Christmas time, you could use something like that on your edges. And I'm just getting a little bit of ink on the top surface so that you can see it. See a little touch of that color throughout. And we're going to have to find some, I think the gold trim ribbon will be very pretty going through the top of the tag. All right, let's get out. Where is that gold trim? All right, now this is the one that frays. So I'm going to tie a knot in the end so that they don't come undone. Just going to stick that through there. It's going to be a little bit longer video than I had planned for today, but I think it'll be a fun video. And you know what? I'm going to give you all a challenge, because I know that you all have messy places in your craft room, or a bowl or a basket or an envelope, something that is a catch-all for all those little things that you haven't used yet. The challenge is get in there and put something together and share it right here down in the comments, and let us see what you do. It doesn't, and there's no rules. It can be retired product. It could be found goodies. Like I think I'm gonna add some feathers to this one. So just let your creativity go wild, and let's see what you can do. All right, now it would be fun to pop up these decorations, but because the card has a lot of layers, and I don't want to be too three-dimensional, because the tags won't fit nicely in the pocket. So I think I'll put that on there like that. So I'm going to use the glue to adhere these embellishments down onto the tags. Okay. And then this extremely delicate one, I'm going to pick this up with my tweezers. And just going to get my glue going, and then very gently put a little dot on the end of each one of these sections. And I'm just taking whatever glue I have already out, just gently running it along there. And you know what? I'm going to use a tissue. So here's a tissue, and I'm just going to gently remove some of that extra glue. All right, now let's get this on here. That looks very pretty. There we go. And if you want to personalize these tags, you've got the back where you can add a message, or you could stamp a sentiment, whatever you like. All right, let's get our card out again. Tuck that in there. A little one. So that's looking pretty good, but I want to add one more special thing. So you all have heard me mention, I think, that I have peacocks, and they are molting this time of year, and they've pretty much lost their tails, so I've collected all the great big feathers. but there are also these smaller feathers. So this is actually, I call these the specials. So these are the ones that are near the base of the tail on their backs. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very well, but let's see. I collect all the feathers and then I wash them and I keep them in this kind of a fish bowl. And there's all sorts of different shapes and sizes and colors in here, but these are all the little ones that work particularly well on cards. So for instance, look at this one. This is one of the patterned feathers, but it also has a little bit, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of the greenish iridescence in it. That's really beautiful. And here's a little tiny sparkly one. Okay, and here's a, let me see if I can get this one out of the jar. Here's a blue one. Okay, so let's I don't think I want to go with the blue, but I do like this little one, and I want to get one of the patterned ones too. So let's see what we've got here. Doesn't have to be too big. So here's a nice little one. I think that'll work well. Okay, got my feathers. All right, and I am just going to decorate down there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that this gold trim, and I'm going to tie them together. And before I do that, I'm going to use a glue dot. Find a glue dot, there's one. All right, and I'm just going to put that on the quill or the shaft, and I'm going to line up my little special so we can see that. All right, and then take my gold thread and tie that. And just for anybody who signs up for the the Design Journal workshop, you're going to get some peacock feathers in your package so that you can design your projects with something like this. All right, so there. Now in this case, I'm not going to tie the ends off because I want those to fray. So I'm just going to trim them about an inch away from the knot. And then I'm going to trim off the bottom of the feathers. There we go. And sometimes I pull away a little bit of the extra fluff on the bottom. And there it is. So there's a beautiful little peacock feather embellishment that I can use on my project here. And I think I'll just put that right there with a glue dot. Just about done. Thank you for your patience. A little bit longer than I intended, but I think this is a really fun thing that anybody can do with some interesting papers and embellishments. And I'm going to put this just like so. There we go. Okay, now the only thing I need to do is to tie the ends of the tag ribbons, but you don't need to see me do that. You get the idea. Kelly likes it. Thank you. You like peacocks. They're very interesting animals. I mean, there are times when I look at them and it's so amazing how fancy they are. I mean, there are no words. They're just elegant and fancy beyond belief that nature would go to that length to decorate these creatures. They're so beautiful. All right, everybody, there is the card for today. I hope you like it. Of course, I'm going to need an envelope, so I'll have to figure out how to design the envelope. But I don't want to take any more time away from you today. I'll do that off camera. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this gives you some inspiration and some ideas for doing something with lots of embellishments and bling and texture. There's so many different things used to make this card today. It's a little bit over the top, I know, but I just love to see what we can do. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to add another embellishment. So these are the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And I think this card deserves one of these. So let's see which one. I'm going to take the gold, the large gold one. Put one here. And then maybe a couple of little ones. There we go. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Carol. I'm so glad you like it. I hope you have a great week, a marvelous week. I'll be back on Wednesday for Watercolor Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed to Notes from Dandelion Cottage so that I can send you more information about the upcoming Design Journal workshop. Stay well, stay happy, and stay creative. And I'll see you next time.